Hey guys, what's up? V8 Merc here. I want to give you guys a little update on the garden and where we're at right now. This is the plants we have so far in the makeshift greenhouse. We have the lid off and just open airing them right now. They need to be watered. You can see some of them are somewhat withered a little bit. We have a variety of stuff now. I mean, most of this is just eggplants, tomatoes, and chili peppers. But we're starting to seed some stuff here, and these are all kinds of peppers. We like our peppers, a lot of them, and we grow all of them and then we freeze them, we store them to use through the winter, and we go through almost everything that we freeze. And judging by the size of our garden, if you've seen the previous video, which was linked at the beginning, and I'll link it again at the end of the video, you can see how big of a garden plot we have, and we get a lot of stuff. So we have some seeds growing here. These were actually inside the house germinating, and we just brought them out. And then all these are plants. These were purchased this year. I mean, living on the farm, it's really hard to start off everything. There's a lot more other things to do. So any help we could get, you know, just by buying them, that makes it a little bit easier for us. And yeah, these guys are all pretty withered back here. And we were getting some, I think, lizards coming in here and eating up the plant, or a bug was coming in here eating up some of the leaves. And here, I think this is the first, we haven't done ever oregano. This is hot and spicy oregano. Never grown that before, so we'll see what happens with that. And this looks like some kind of a pumpkin or something with the leaves. It doesn't have a tag on it. That's the other problem when you do this kind of stuff. You don't put tags on it, or you forget, and then all you do is you wait till it grows up and you find out what it is. So this is what we have grown for now. This bucket is this is some pretty aggressive fertilizer we get from another farm, and we just put water in it and we use it to water the other plants and stuff. So next I'm going to show you guys our the thinning of the fruit trees, and I'll explain to you how that works and all that stuff once we get over there. And you guys can see that my dad's over there right now, and he's going to be thinning out some of the fruit, and we'll talk about it and show you guys how it works and what you need to do. Alright, so we're here at the fruit trees, and we're at our peach tree, thinning it out. And I was telling you guys about this concept about thinning out your fruit trees. Some of you may know about this, but some of you may not. It's a little breezy, hopefully you can hear. So let me show you. My dad's working on it right now, and what he's doing is he's basically pulling the runts off, and he's also staggering them from side to side. Once we get to a clear patch, I'll try to show you. These are all pretty good. So take a look at this right here. So you see there's a couple here, then here, and then the one on the end just came off.
It used to be like this.
And it used to be like this. So why don't you go ahead and pick this one off and let's show them.
Like this. Stagger them one this side or another side. Maybe I would even keep this too. And this one all like this.
So the whole point is when you see how many we've thinned out of there. So the whole point is you take off a lot of the fruit, so that the tree, when it provides the sugars to the fruit, that it spends less on some of the fruit, and it spends less sugar on all the fruit collectively, making your fruits not as sweet. And
they get bigger and sweet.
Oh, there's someone just across the street. So if you thin them out, you get bigger fruit that's going to be sweeter, and it's going to taste much better, and you're going to like what you taste. And this kind of fruit you won't really get at the supermarket. What you think is sweet at the supermarket is nothing compared to tree ripe fruit at home. It's way different. And when you thin it out, you get much better yield as far as getting a really good crop.
Size and
Yeah, the size, what would you say the diameter is? Probably over 1.5 inches, close to 2 inches sometimes?
Now?
Yeah. Well, not now, but when they're done.
Yeah, maybe, but to almost 3 inches some of them, they get big.
Yeah, they get very big. And they are so sweet. They're like, literally like if they were injected with sugar or something.
These are white peaches.
Yeah, these are white. And what's the other one of it? Those are nectarines on the other side.
White nectarine.
Yeah, white nectarine.
They are not for candy, they're for fresh.
Yeah. We can can these though if we wanted to.
Yeah.
You can always can them, and these would be perfect.
See underneath?
Did you come on this side yet?
No. Yeah, I just started.
Oh, you started from over here? Okay. So something like this, you want to stagger some. So here we have 3 on the end. Let's see if you can see these. Those 3. You're going to pull off the 2 smaller ones. And I'll keep the bigger one there. And I'm going to pull off this small one. And I'm going to go up here.
Also one other side.
Yeah. If you keep it staggered, see if you keep them, let's say if I were to pull and keep these 2 on the same side, when these grow up, they're gonna like hit each other and they're gonna push apart like this, and they may break off. Also, the weight would be to one side, so that's also why you want to kind of stagger them. Right, so that's why I'm gonna pull off the one. Oh, I didn't show you that, but I pulled the one off on top, kept the one on the bottom, and then same thing here. I'm gonna stagger it by pulling this one off. So I just pulled off, I think, about 3 or 4. I didn't really count. And I got 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. And sometimes you want to pull off these ones on the ends because when these grow, I mean, they go 2 inches or even bigger to 3 inches, and they're just literally, sometimes they're dripping juices out. And we may have to even take off branches because they get too heavy at some points. Go ahead and pull this off. This is something, you know, you get.
Don't thin them. You're gonna break them.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys heard that, but when you don't thin your fruit out, you'll get fruit that's sour or watery, and also your limbs start to sag down like this, and then they'll break, and then you'll lose a lot of crop on that. And you can see how many there are here. They're just everywhere. All this has to be thinned out. And this takes time. I mean, it's not something you can do in like a couple minutes. Just spend some time doing it, and you'll be rewarded at the end of the season. So you can see how many we got here. That's quite a bit. Now, they really don't do this with fruit that you get in the supermarket because they're trying to get quantity and they charge you per pound anyways. And they do ripen them using ethylene. I think isn't it ethylene gas that the fruits release that causes ripening? I think it's ethylene. And so that's why your fruit in the store looks all red or bananas look really yellow. It's because the fruit releases the gas naturally, but they also heat up the fruit, like they warm it up, and that increases ripening, and also it increases the ethylene response, and it speeds up the ripening. But it's not sweet because the tree is not providing the sugar. So the tree's goal is the whole tree goal is to drop these guys on the ground. And the whole point of the fruit that we eat, the fleshy part, is to give the fruit energy when it drops down on the ground to decompose and then grow. That's what the trees are for. They're not for us to eat. They're actually here to reproduce. That's what they're here for. And so that's what the fleshy part is. And that's why it produces so many. There's a better chance that it's going to give offspring if there's a lot more. And it's spreads out that sugar content that it has, that it accumulates from the ground, and gives it to every one of its young. And if you stop that process happening when it's younger, then you can provide sugar to fewer fruit, but you can have better fruit though. Alright, so that's thinning out. We're going to continue doing this. We may even clip off some branches because there's just too much. And also we're a family of 4, and we do give some away to our neighbors and friends, but it becomes a hassle because people want you to do it and they don't want to do the work themselves. So we're going to go ahead and clip off some branches and stuff like that. And that's what I wanted to show you guys about thinning out your fruit trees. Quick tip, and this also applies to your garden as well. Tomatoes are like one of the good ones to thin out, because right now you would have too many tomatoes, and they're going to be watery, and they're not going to be sweet or sour, the way or whatever taste you prefer. And that's a big problem. You'll have watery tomatoes, and that's not that good. So you also may want to thin a few of those out. The way you do tomatoes, though, that's different. You don't do it as drastic as we're doing it. This tree here, this is a Lacat tree. This you can't even keep up with, and actually this tree has a really good root system. It's a pretty big tree. Every one of these fruits, every single one of these, this is just one cluster down here, and they go all the way to the top. And that's about, I would say, over 15 feet tall now. Every one of these fruits is going to get really sugary and really ripe, and every single one of them gets really nice and sweet because it has a good root system. And the smaller trees, the more you have to thin, because the tree is trying so hard to provide for its roots, or its roots and its fruit, as well as the leaves, that the sugar has to be divided amongst both. So you got to keep that in mind. Alright guys, so that's all I wanted to show you guys today, and I'll talk to you later. So I want to show you guys one more time the thinning process, just in case you didn't catch it. From here alone down we have about 30 on there, so go ahead and we're going to go ahead and thin this one out and try to show you how it's done. It's kind of hard because it's all green, but I'm just basically staggering it. Counting, getting to the bottom cluster. And how many do you think we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, almost cut it by 50%. And that's 15 just on this little branch right here, the one you see shaking. That's about 2 per day for 1 week. I mean, if you can eat 2, you know, about that big, you know, almost 3 inches in diameter, that's quite a bit for 1 week. And now you multiply it by the whole tree, and this is considered somewhat small. I mean, compared to a tree that's, say, on a peach farm. Yeah, for production on a nectarine farm. So that's quite a bit. I mean, if you can keep up with that, because if you can see, I mean, it looks like we literally took all the fruit and just threw it on the floor. This is we just finished the tree right now, and you can see how much that is. And the thing is we're not done yet. We're gonna have to come back and do it again one more time.
We did this.
When did you do that? Last week?
Yeah.
10 days ago. And these were about the same diameter as these, and now they're almost twice as big. Probably 1.5 times bigger.
White nectar, yeah.
So these are going to have to get thinned out again, because as they get bigger, they're going to impede on each other. Plus some that you couldn't see before because they were green. The color starts to show up. So I can see a few clustered right here.
So I have to go back again.
Yeah. So, I mean, you don't just do it once. You got to do it a couple times. Yeah, if you want a good crop yield. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later.